Everybody watching, hi, I'm Jon Bon Jovi. Thank you so much for your friendship and support over the last 25 years. You are inside the circle. You make it complete. We'll see you again on the tour next year. Thanks. I love that record. Yeah, and we took a chance being influenced by that Nashville sound. But at the time, it's the only thing that was moving me. And after Have a Nice Day, trying to find subject matter to write about, we internalized, what was happening with Richie's life specifically, and Dave's getting divorced, and there was a lot of strife within the band. So that was an artistic decision, but it was also cathartic for the guys to get things off their chests. And then I think I opened my mouth a little too soon, and I said it's the Bon Jovi country record, and people went, "What?" They were taken aback by it. I should have just said it was a Nashville influenced record. Anyhow, looking back, people liked it enough, and it was a #1 record all over the world and the biggest tour in the world last year. So that was quite a statement to be able to make, and and yet I didn't want to do it again, to try to take advantage of the moment. It was time to move on. We started to write songs for what would have been a greatest hits, and the world had not changed yet, so the subject matter wasn't very interesting. We were just crafting songs. But when the world changed so dramatically, both with the election and the economy and some of the terrible things that have gone on in the world since, there was a record to be had. And instead of doing the greatest hits, we focused on a studio record, and we had a point of view, and so we started to really ramp up with John in the new year, so that by January or so we were at it, in earnest. We knew what we're going in to look for. Um, it's not as if we go to different recording studios, and mic techniques. We cut the tracks at my studio, and we overdub in Los Angeles because John and Richie live there. And that's really just why, and the only reason why. The room, in fact, is smaller than this hotel room we're in. But at my studio, it's big and organic and open. And the only thing I said differently about the initial production of this record, other than it was going to be a rock record, was Tico especially was much more involved than he's ever been. And I said I was really looking for the drums to be lyrical and to be parts that you were going to sing, not just, boom, cha, boom, cha. And so we worked pretty hard on that. Having Richie back focused mentally as well as physically, it's one of those classic cases where 1 and 1 makes 3, because having Richie's mental focus, he's a dynamo in the studio and in the writing process. So I'm very excited to have had his, collaborative friendship in this record. Is it a return? Yeah. Is it an evolution? Yeah. And those are the two things that I think you strive for. One thing this band doesn't do is nostalgia. This band doesn't rest on old news and go do 80s tours somewhere in the middle of the farm country. This band is always thinking ahead. And that's good for us. I'd quit before I did the other thing. Songs like When We Were Beautiful are not what you think about on the cover. It's nothing to do with beauty. It's innocence. It's about getting back to what really matters, some kind of reason to wake up in the morning. Because I think not only the country, but the world was getting to a place where it was about bigger is better, and fast food and fast cars and big dollars and bigger boats and bigger boobs and bigger, it was all, there was no soul. So this economic downturn is it's a sobriety test for a lot of people and for cities and even nations. But yet there's got to be an optimism. I'm certainly not down. I feel like the election of President Obama and the hope that he brought to the office is something that could be used to motivate people to make a difference in their home, which leads to their street, to their neighborhood, to their city, to the state, to the country. And I'm a firm believer in that. Just what we've done with the Soul and my football team, or the foundation building houses. I bring back neighborhoods, really little, on purpose, not cities. I bring back a neighborhood, and from the neighborhood, you get the next neighborhood, and that you see the pride that brings and the difference it makes, and then it's a pay it forward, and people are doing it. Simple as it could be. We were in a recording studio in a circle and said shoot. Unfortunately, I'm just not a really big fan of videos, and we shot it in a recording studio. Went up on the roof, shot it again, and said put imagery in there, classic, news images, and that's what the video is. I've made too many for too many years. I'm over it. Videos and I aren't good friends. It was given to me by a girl, Lynn Bugay is a good friend of mine, but she says, I have an idea. I'm not quite sure what it means, but the circle. And I said, wow, I really get it. And I love the idea that the way this band has always been, it's very hard to get in, it's harder to get out. And people that have known us for this 26 years know that that's true. Also, it's never ending. Also because of the Nashville-based record last year, this is coming full circle. And so I had a story to tell around it. And we shot the cover. I'm very excited about the cover. I dreamt the whole inner sleeve pictures and got exactly what I was looking for. So we shot that all last week. And for once, knock wood, I think we have a great album cover too, because I always have the worst album covers there ever were. Ever. I should win an award for the worst album covers ever. But I think we have one this time.